I'm Chef Say, and we're in the Sur La Table kitchen today to talk about everybody's favorite summer vegetable, the tomato. But unfortunately, tomatoes aren't always in season, so I've got a technique for you that will intensify the flavor of the tomato, make it absolutely wonderful, and this is something you can do year-round. We're going to be doing a whole wheat pasta with a roasted tomato sauce and topped with a little fresh mozzarella and some basil. So let's get started. Today we're using Roma tomatoes because these are available year-round. And what we're going to do is we're just going to simply take our tomato, we're going to slice it in half lengthwise, just like this, and place it on our baking sheet. I want to use a rimmed baking sheet because these tend to emit juices while they're roasting, so you don't want those sliding off and into your oven. And with that, we're going to sprinkle on a little bit of kosher salt over all the tomatoes, and then just take a little bit of olive oil and drizzle that over the top. This is going to help roast them in the oven and make them nice and brown. And then a little secret, you're going to take a clove of garlic, cut it in half, and then you're going to just tuck the cloves into the seed part of the tomato, just like that. And what that's going to do is it's going to keep that clove of garlic moist while it's cooking without drying it out, and then add this yummy roasted garlic flavor to those tomatoes. I get a lot of questions about what tools I use in the kitchen, and today we're going to be talking about the pastry scraper. You don't just have to have this for making pie dough or bread dough. I like to use it when I'm chopping lots of vegetables, and I just keep it handy at my side, and when I'm chopping herbs or vegetables or onions, I just scoop everything up, put it in a bowl, and then my cutting board is clean. Okay, our tomatoes are ready to go into the oven. We're going to roast these for about an hour and a half at 350 degrees. And I realize that's a long time if you're in a hurry to cook, but trust me when I say it's going to be worth the wait. So here we go. Here's a technique for chopping your basil very quickly for a chiffonade, which is a French term for the type of cut. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our basil leaves and stack them one on top of each other, and then we're just going to roll them into this little tight cigar. So you can see it's this long piece that's going to make it so much easier to cut. Now we're going to take our chef's knife and we're just going to cut across that little cigar until we have very fine pieces of chiffonade. And then when you fluff them up like this, they make a very pretty decoration for your plate. Our tomatoes have been roasting for about an hour and a half. It smells like summer in here with that lovely perfume of those roasted tomatoes. And you can see how gorgeous these turned out. They're nicely browned and roasted. The garlic is perfectly roasted, and we've got some nice pan juices in here that's going to help flavor the sauce. So we're going to take these babies. You may want to let them rest on the countertop for about 10 minutes just to let them cool down a little bit. And we're going to put them directly into the blender, sauce and all. And try not to be as messy as I am when putting those into the blender. And make sure you get all that really great pan sauce, because that oil has been flavored with the garlic and the tomatoes. Okay. And now we're just going to puree. Now, if you like your tomato sauce a little chunkier, go ahead and use a Cuisinart or even chop the tomatoes by hand. That is so wonderful. Okay, now we're going to pour out our tomato sauce. And as you can see, it's turned this beautiful orange color. That's in part because we roasted the tomatoes and we have the garlic and the olive oil flavoring it as well. Okay, now we're ready to put this on our pasta. We have our pasta, we just boiled that in salted water for about 10 minutes till it's nice and al dente. So we're going to just take a little bit of pasta, about a cup is a serving, and put that on our plate. and then top it with this absolutely beautiful tomato sauce. And I tasted it, it is wonderful. It's going to remind you of summer all year round. Little bit more. We want to be generous here. And to that, I'm adding a little fresh mozzarella. So fresh mozzarella comes in a container with a little bit of liquid, and I just like the flavor. So I'm going to just pull those into pieces and set that on top. And then finally, just top it with a little chiffonade of basil. There you go. And you've got a beautiful pasta that you can serve any time of year. Happy eating.